We're doing the draft of the guys under the most pressure. You get the trivia question. Are you ready?
What is it?
Andy Reid is set to coach his 27th postseason game on Sunday. In the history of the NFL, only 3 coaches have appeared in more postseason games. Name 2 of them.
Only 3 coaches have appeared in more postseason games than
27.
Okay, so Bill Belichick's one of them.
You are correct.
Okay, and then after that, I mean, gosh, I want to say Bill Walsh.
You are incorrect. It was a good guess.
Man,
because he retired early. Don Shula and Tom Landry.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid. I should have got that. You're right.
All right.
Damn it.
All this talk about Kirk Cousins, for me, the first pick in the draft is not Kirk Cousins. It's the other quarterback.
Whoa.
It's the other quarterback.
Whoa.
Well, if the Vikings were the 1 seed, I'd say Kirk Cousins. If the Vikings had 13 days to get ready to take on a team that had to go to New Orleans and win, and on a 6-day turnaround, travel across the country to come play me, I'd say Kirk Cousins. But it's Jimmy Garoppolo. No playoff experience as a player. He's been part of that Patriots cabal, so he knows how the preparation goes, but he hasn't had to actually play.
Right.
The pressure is on him. The pressure is on the San Francisco offense, and I firmly believe what the Vikings will do is try to take away the running game, neutralize George Kittle, and force Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball to the outside and hope that he makes some mistakes.
Sure.
Early, middle, or late. And remember, it was that overtime loss to the Seahawks where we saw Garoppolo misfire on that last drive the 49ers had.
That's right.
Allowed Russell Wilson enough time on the clock to get down and win the game. He's got to go wire to wire great. He cannot have that moment where the game gets too big for him. And yes, he had games this season that felt like playoff games, but none of those games, if you lose, means you go home. You lose this one and you're done.
You're right. You're the only show on TV this week. Everybody's watching. So as much as he performed great on Sunday Night Football and some other big moments, this is a whole different set of circumstances. And you're right. There's a ton of pressure on him. You good there?
I'm good.
There is a ton of pressure on him, though. I can't disagree with that. They brought him there. He's delivered this year. He was a big question mark. He's answered a lot of those questions. But, man, if he does throw an interception in the first or second quarter, how does he rebound from that? I don't know. That'll be interesting to see.
I mean, look, and he's done extremely well this season.
Right.
There was that moment in training camp where he had 5 straight throws that were interceptions in practice. And then he had that goofy quote that he likes throwing interceptions in preseason games. And the universal reaction to that was, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
So the jury was out on Jimmy Garoppolo going into the season for health reasons and for just overall, is he good enough to carry this load?
Right.
And a lot of what he's done, it's your buddy Kyle Shanahan drawing up great plays. But there have been moments where Garoppolo makes it happen. The Saints game, he had some throws that were him, not Kyle. But he's never experienced anything like this before. This is not Joe Montana. This is not Steve Young. This is Jeff Garcia, maybe, right? I mean, let's
we'll see.
And
he's working to be,
if he can be more than Jeff Garcia, that's basically what he is.
He's working to try to be Joe Montana or Steve Young for the 49ers. That's what he's working to do. So listen, he's definitely under pressure. I'm not going to disagree with you there. I think my pick, I'm going to go with Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid, just the way the season unfolded, first off, you just talked about it. It's 27 postseason games he's coached in. He hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. He got a bye week this year. It's the Texans. They already lost to them. So there's the pressure of that, plus the pressure of, Andy, you're amazing on bye weeks. Will you continue to be amazing for the playoffs? Hey, guess what, Andy? The New England Patriots aren't there to be a thorn in your side this year. Everything is there for Kansas City to make a run and go to the Super Bowl this year and maybe win it, depending on who they play. We'll see. But I think there's a lot of pressure on Andy Reid going into this matchup, having played a team that they lost to. And now we're all going, you're the 2 seed, you're at home. We expect you to win and deliver. And I think that puts a lot on his shoulders.
And I think that's a great choice. That was high on my list. I am going to take now a guy that maybe you wouldn't have taken, maybe you would have, but Aaron Rodgers.
There's some pressure.
You're 36 years old. You can't blame it on Mike McCarthy if you lose. I mean, really, this is it. He's got his opportunity to show that without Mike McCarthy. I mean, isn't it amazing we haven't had that conversation all year?
Yeah.
We're obsessed with Tom Brady, what he could do without Bill Belichick, what he could do without Tom Brady. We're going to find out what Aaron Rodgers can do without Mike McCarthy. And the knock on McCarthy was only one Super Bowl appearance during all those years with Aaron Rodgers, and it was fading deeper and deeper into the rearview mirror. Now this is Aaron Rodgers' chance at home. Table is set. Frozen tundra. If you fall flat on your face against the Seahawks and you're going to be 37 next year, Are you going to get that second Super Bowl? Maybe you won't.
No, I mean, you only get so many chances. We've heard him say earlier in the week on one of the clips we showed here where he thinks about the Super Bowl every day. And yes, you're right. When you win that second one, that'll put you into a different stratosphere. I think there's a lot of people too that are haters on Aaron Rodgers, and they think that he needs that other Super Bowl victory to be in the class that I put him in and things like that.
I don't think that.
And I don't either.
Think that.
But I think there's a lot of people out there.
I just want to make sure you're not talking about me.
No, I don't. I think
many are saying.
Well, many are saying because what you just said it. We hear people say all the time, like, oh, it'd be really a shame if Aaron Rodgers can only get to one Super Bowl in his career, because they're saying, like, damn, he is so talented. How could they only get to one? And there is a lot of pressure on him.
Hey, and listen, I'll be candid. Yeah. During those years where they were underachieving and people were blaming McCarthy, I've raised the question before. At what point do we say that Aaron Rodgers may be part of the problem?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make the throws.
Sure.
You got to deliver. You got to get the wins in those single elimination settings to try to get to that second.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it's going to be on him. I would be shocked if Seattle lets Green Bay's offense run roughshod all over them and run the ball with Aaron Jones.
And you know what? To the extent that we still talk about the Seahawks maybe living with the demons of Super Bowl 49, we have to at least consider that when Aaron Rodgers sees that Seahawk helmet, he thinks back to the NFC Championship game where they had the thing won.
I watched that game last night on the plane flight over here because it was on the NFL Network. I've never seen a team obliterate another team in the first half, and then you looked up and they were only up by like 16 points or something like that. They should have been up in that game 30-0. And it shouldn't even been a game, and they let Seattle hang around. But you're right, that is the big thing. All right, I'm going with Kevin Stefanski. I am. Kevin Stefanski is trying to get the Cleveland Browns head coaching job. We know he was one of the finalists last year. Last week had a really good showing against the New Orleans Saints and their offense. The Vikings offense did some good things, made some big plays. The microscope's going to be on him again this week. If he goes out there and lays an egg and doesn't do well, and Cleveland hasn't made a decision on who they want to hire, and if he's down in the final 2 or 3, hey, laying an egg in this kind of game could hurt your chances of being hired that way.
The Browns would do the Vikings a huge favor if they would just hire Josh McDaniels today.
You're right, and just take it off the plate.
And there's a report from Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated that Josh McDaniels' wife is accompanying him to the Browns interview today.
Oh, right.
So, you're not thinking about it. You're not worrying about it. You're not auditioning for that next job with some crazy trick play. It drove me nuts last week early in the game against the Saints. They're running the ball well. And then here comes this goofy trick play that gets blown up. And those outside sweeps that he wouldn't get away from. And one thing I've noticed this year, it kind of reminds me of the way that Mike Zimmer handled Case Keenum a couple of years ago. Zimmer is reluctant to heap praise on Stefanski. He heaps it on Kubiak.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's a little.
Well, I think he's trying to tell you something there.
Step it up.
I think he's probably. When I see those kind of things, I think he's kind of trying to tell us, read between the lines. I'm talking about Kubiak, not Stefanski. So, go ahead. Pick
All
your
right,
next
one for me, and I know this contradicts what I said early in the hour, but so what? Lamar Jackson's under pressure here, even though last year's loss I don't think has any relevance now, and I don't think it develops a narrative. It's the same idea as Jimmy Garoppolo. 1 seed, at home, extra time, and 3 weeks between games that mattered. Can Lamar Jackson come out of the gates and be the guy he's been all year? I think he will be. Just because he's under pressure doesn't mean I believe he won't deliver.
No, I get it.
I think he will deliver,
right.
But I think he will be under pressure, and we will see a guy who is the best quarterback right now in the NFL handle pressure better than Jimmy Garoppolo, better than Aaron Rodgers, better than any of the other quarterbacks this week who may be feeling the heat.
Well, he certainly doesn't, another guy that just a young quarterback that's unflappable. It just nothing seems to ever faze him. He's got tremendous self-belief and leadership and all those things, and he's changed the game.
There are no big moments.
No.
All moments are big moments.
You're right. They're all big moments, and he's said it from the get-go. He's there to win Super Bowls. That's what he's got his eyes on, and he's going for it. All right, I'm going to go a little off the radar here, all right? Because, we know some coaches, quarterbacks under pressure. I'm going with the Green Bay field crew, okay? Because I've had an issue with them all year long in Green Bay. Their field has been crap a number of games this year. People have slipped and slid all over the freaking field, and I would say about 3 or 4 home games this year to where I know you heard me talk about it and complain about it. I complained to our producer, Matt Casey, a lot. I'd go, man, I just watched another Green Bay game. Nobody could stay on their feet. Receivers are falling. DBs are falling. It took away from the game and some of the big plays that happened. Hey, They're expecting bad weather there Saturday night. I don't want to see that crap. They better find the right way to find the right temperature with the heaters underneath the field, because I don't want to watch one of the biggest games of the year and watch Russell Wilson turning the corner and slip and fall on his face. Or Marshawn Lynch is about to be gone for a touchdown and he makes a cut and the field comes out from underneath them. So there's been a number of moments like that this year that have been very frustrating to me. And I'm putting the pressure on you guys in Green Bay, the field crew. I don't know any of your names, so it's on you.
They all know your name, though.
They will
know where
now.
you live. Here's the thing, though. It's not like you gain an advantage from that.
No.
You're putting your own players at risk, too.
No, I know. There is no advantage. You're exactly right. In fact, I think in a lot of the games, it's hurt Green Bay, because it's been like, oh, Rodgers is trying to throw to Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams comes out of a break, and he slips and falls and whatever else. Yeah, I just don't want to see it. From my own personal and all of us fans, I don't want to see a field where guys are falling all over the place and not being able to play up to their capabilities.
All right, quick break. Before that, let's recap today's draft of the people under the most pressure this weekend. I've got Jimmy Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson. Chris has Andy Reid, Kevin Stefanski, and the entire Packers field crew. So take that. That's his pick, not mine.
Winning.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.